another kid's hair, and then pushed a teacher. My middle one.
Oh, well.
And I was like, she was like, yeah, he has a real rough day. And I'm like, I don't know why.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the Harlingen City Commission meeting. The time is now 5:30 p.m. We'll call this meeting to order. It has been posted as required by state law. We have a quorum of the commission as everyone is present. We have a full house today. Thank you so much for joining us. At this time, I'll ask for everyone to please rise as Commissioner Mike Mesmer leads us in our invocation.
In the name of the Father, and Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen. Dear God, please have mercy on the souls who are sick and are suffering, those in jails or in prison, those traveling, whether by land, air, or sea. And have mercy upon all of our souls who are gathered here today. And may we all open our hearts and souls to you once again, in the name of the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. Amen.
Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Mark?
Under state law, a conflict of interest exists if a commission member or certain members of that person's family has a qualifying financial interest in an agenda item. Members with a conflict of interest cannot participate in the discussion or vote on the agenda item. Are there any known conflicts of interest to disclose at this time?
On the consent agenda, I'd like to pull item 7C in advance. Other than that, nothing.
None.
None.
No.
None. None.
Alrighty, okay. Item 3, announcements. With respect to items not listed elsewhere on this agenda, the City Commission may report on items of community interest, including announcing community events, announcing employee or community recognitions. Item 3A, Mayor's announcements. Mayor. Just hoping everybody had a great Labor Day and a nice restful day. I know we've got a lot of HCISD kids in here today that had the day off, so hopefully you're good to go and ready for the rest of this week. Lots of stuff happening this weekend. I know that the United Way is having a run. There's also I think the Rotary is having a golf tournament. There's a walk going on in Vestal Park. We've got market days, just a lot of stuff happening here in Harlingen. I encourage you to look at the city calendar and the organizations that are putting on these wonderful events and participate. And I do want to take a moment to recognize, and I've said this more than once, but I'll say it again, one of my favorite commissioners, Commissioner Kinsley. Can everybody join me in wishing him a wonderful happy birthday? He will sign autographs after the meeting.
It's tough to always be 39 and Jack.
And that is all I have. Thank you. Okay. Item 3B, City Manager's announcements. Mr. Gonzalez?
The only announcement I'd like to make is that we also have another elected official that had a birthday this week, our own mayor. I'm not going to say how old you turned, Mayor, because I don't know.
I'll say
25.
There we go.
25.
So if we could also wish her a happy birthday, please. Thank you. That's all I had.
Okay. Item 3C, City Commission member announcements.
As the mayor said, there's a lot of events and a lot of heat still hanging around.
Yes.
So if you're out taking advantage of these things, it look like we might have a slight cooling trend once we get through the weekend where it's in the low 90s rather than the high. But drink a lot of water, be careful out there.
I just want to remind everyone that we have that suicide walk on Saturday at Vestal Park, a suicide awareness walk. I also want to thank Public Works for all the hard work that they're doing there at the City Lake Walking Trail. I know all of us have gotten calls about that one at one point or another, so thank you guys so much for everything y'all are doing.
Well, since you brought up the Rotary Club Golf Course tournament, I think I better make a shout out before I hear from members of the Immaculate Heart of Mary. They have a garage sale at the same time. So that's open, and a shout out to Ms. Nikki Daniel. I appreciate that lady quite a bit. Thank you.
I just want to remind the community that on Saturday, September 20th, we will have another community cleanup. This community cleanup will be held at Royal Park. It's going to be from 8 to 10. I encourage everybody that would like to participate to come on out. School organizations, civil organizations, come on out. We can use as much help as we can. And you don't have to bring anything. All you have to do is bring yourself. We'll provide you with the trash bags, with the safety vests, with the little, what are they called, pickers? Trash pickers. We got you. So just come on up and do your part to keep Harlingen beautiful. Thank you.
We also have water and.
Oh, yeah. We're also going to have
Gatorades.
water, Gatorade, and all that other stuff.
Okay, item 4 is the proclamation, presentation of awards, and 4A, we have the Harlingen Animal Shelter Pet of the Week.
Good afternoon, Mayor, City Commission. This afternoon, we have brought Tracker. Tracker is a healer mix. He is about 2 years old. He has been at the shelter for 56 days now, patiently waiting for his forever human to come and find him and pick him up. He is up for adoption, and he, along with all of his other friends, are waiting patiently at the shelter. Tracker got here a little early this evening, and he was here about 5:15. He's been sitting in the back, just quiet, laying down. He's very relaxed, he's very lovable, and he's just waiting for his next person, his forever person, to come and find him there at the shelter. If anybody would like to visit the animals at the shelter, they're welcome to go by 1106 Markowski or give them a call at 956-216-5250. I did also want to let everybody know that we will be at Petco this Saturday in Weslaco with animals that will be up for adoption, and will be there from 10 to 2. So on Saturday, people are welcome to go by the shelter or go to Petco in Weslaco, and all the animals would love to see them.
Wonderful. Well, thank you for bringing him. He is adorable. AJ, he's the one that you were doing a video with today?
No, that was another Martha Speaks.
Okay,
That was
looks the
female.
same.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's
Oh, look at that. All right. Well, thank you for bringing him by, and if anyone is interested in this cute fella, he'll be at the back of the room for a minute, and then if not, at the shelter.
They'll be at the shelter. They are open from 1 to 6, Tuesday through Saturday.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay, moving on to item 4B, recognition award for Cobra Barn Pole Vault Academy.
Good evening, Mayor, City Commissioners. Certificate of recognition presented to Cobra Barn Pole Vault Academy. In recognition, in recognition of your remarkable first year of service as a nonprofit athletic organization dedicated to youth development across the Rio Grande Valley. Since July 2023, Cobra Barn has welcomed over 20 young athletes from communities including San Isidro, McAllen, Weslaco, La Feria, Harlingen, Rio Hondo, and Los Fresnos, fostering a love for pole vaulting and athletic excellence from middle school onward. During the 2024-2025 track season, Cobra Barn athletes soared to new heights, with 6 qualifying for regional competition, a rare and outstanding milestone for a first-year program. Your summer debut in the Texas Amateur Athletic Federation track and field circuit was equally impressive. 13 athletes competed, 10 qualified for the TAAF state meet, and 3 earned podium finishes, 2 silver and 1 bronze. This certificate honors not only your athletic accomplishments, but also your unwavering commitment to youth empowerment, community building, and sportsmanship. With heartfelt gratitude to your athletes, families, local supporters, and generous sponsors, Tony Silvestro, Legacy Realty Group RGV, and Healthy Vida Clinic, your impact is already being felt far and wide. Presented this 3rd day of September 2025. Mayor, City Commissioners.
Well, what an incredible accomplishment. We're so excited to be able to honor you. Lots of hard work and big kudos to the families, too, that support them. We know it takes a village to be able to reach this level of success, so thank you for showing up for not just us, but the region. And if I can get the commission to join, we'd love to take a photo with the kids.
Yes, please join us here.
I didn't know you guys had a program like this. That's pretty cool.
Chris is going to put together a team. Chris is going to put together a team, so he's going to be.
Chris?
Yeah.
Oh, okay,
yeah.
great.
Because you're going to be working that tournament, right?
I'll be working, yeah.
Mayor, I'd just like to recognize Mr. and Mrs. Covarrubias, Mr. Arturo and Rosalinda Covarrubias, the founders, as well as Mr. Billy Pembleton. So they're here with us as well. So.
All right, moving right along.
We're going to go ahead and pass with Jubilee Harlingen,
Okay.
but we are going to do a proclamation proclaiming the month of September as Hunger Action Month.
All right.
Mayor, City Commissioners, we have a special video presentation.
Hunger Action Month happens every September, and it's a nationwide initiative to raise awareness against hunger. All over the RGV Food Bank is inviting our community to join in the initiative by hosting drives, donations, and doing volunteer work. We cannot do this without teamwork. The Food Bank RGV serves more than 93,000 people every week across Hidalgo, Cameron, and Willacy counties. They prioritize child hunger, senior hunger, disaster relief, and emergency food assistance. Every $1 donated equals 5 meals for neighborhoods in need, and they're a proud partner of Feeding America and Feeding Texas. Ways to take action and help the RGV Food Bank is host a food drive at your business, school, or organization, donate funds. Every dollar provides 5 meals. Add a give back promotion at your business and donate proportion sales. Volunteer your time at the Food Bank RGV or advocate by sharing posts, wearing orange, and spreading awareness online.
So that's our City of Harlingen's PSA for this month's Hunger Food Action for September 2025. Proclamation, Office of the Mayor. Whereas hunger affects 1 in 6 Texans with especially high rates in areas of the Rio Grande Valley where many children face food insecurity. And whereas the City of Harlingen is committed to fighting hunger and supporting those in need throughout our community. And whereas the Food Bank of the Rio Grande Valley, a member of the Feeding America Network, plays a vital role in hunger relief by providing food, disaster aid, and support through partner agencies. And whereas addressing food insecurity improves health education and economic outcomes, benefiting our entire community. And whereas the food bank distributes over 38 million meals annually and leads Hunger Action Month in September to raise awareness and encourage public engagement. And whereas the City of Harlingen joins these efforts to promote awareness and lasting solutions to hunger. Now, therefore, I, Norma Sepulveda, Mayor of the City of Harlingen, do hereby proclaim September 2025 as Hunger Action Month in the City of Harlingen, Texas, and encourage all citizens to join this important cause. In witness whereof, I have on here to set my hand and cause the seal of the City of Harlingen, Texas, to be affixed this third day of September 2025. Mayor?
So I know that we have some members of the RGV Food Bank. I'm not sure if you want to share a few words with the community. You know, the podium is yours.
Thank you, Mayor and Commissioners. My name is Libby Sine, CEO for the Food Bank, and it's my honor to be here with y'all. I saw a bunch of y'all not too long ago at another event that we were at. And we thank you so much for doing this for the Food Bank of the Rio Grande Valley and for your people here in your own community. You have over 10 partner agencies that we bring food over to that helps right here in your area, including the VA Center. And we thank you all for helping us. We thank the city for helping us when we have those large distributions, when we need your PD, we need the fire department, we need volunteers. We cannot do this by ourselves. You know, we have a staff of under 100 people. There's no way we could feed the 93,000 individuals every single week without the help of people like you, the support that we receive from all the different areas in the counties and the cities and volunteers. We cannot do this by ourselves. It's a lot of work, but we all know that everyone needs to eat. And we know, especially when there's disasters, and, you know, we had a pandemic not too long ago, and, you know, that food was the most important necessity that our people needed. And I am honored that the food bank, we work hard every single day to make sure we have food, and that we're able to provide food to everybody. Thank you again for joining us in Hunger Action Month. And September 9th, 9/9, is actual Hunger Action Day. So we encourage everybody to wear orange. I think you see me wearing my orange dress today. But wear
beautiful.
orange, thank you. Wear orange on Hunger Action Day. You can push hashtag HAD or hashtag HAM, that's Hunger Action Month or Hunger Action Day. And this is going on nationwide. It's just not right here in the Rio Grande Valley. It is nationwide. All those pictures I collected through Feeding America and Feeding Texas, and it shows a national effort on combating hunger that we have right here, in our area and throughout the United States. Thank you.
Well, we are going to take a photo here with our proclamation, but I do want to just, really, on behalf of the commission and everyone here at the city, just thank you for all the hard work that you do day in and day out. I know it's a hard, those are hard truths, right? To know that there are people that are going hungry, and I think it's incumbent upon all of us to do our part. And I know the City of Harlingen is going to continue to have its food collection box here at City Hall, and we invite everyone in the community to come and bring their donations. But what I thought, or what I've learned in these conversations and in these meetings, is that the RGV Food Bank really is a resource for so many here in our community. I know we've got Victor here with Loaves and Fishes and, other organizations that do the hard work every day. But, one of the comments that was made to me was, I'm asking, what is it that you need? They said, we need you to support the RGV Food Bank because, as you saw, $1 is 5 meals. If we provide the meals, it's not going to go as far as if we are donating directly to the RGV Food Bank. And so I want to encourage everyone, if you're able to make that donation, any form of a donation goes a very long way. And I think that we saw that in our community. Unfortunately, sometimes people live, paycheck to paycheck, and one paycheck can make a difference, and we saw that during the floods, and you guys stepped up so beautifully to feed our community, and we're all eternally grateful for everything that you do. So thank you so much. We'd love to take a photo with you and your team.
Thank you.
And those that are here to support.
Yeah, right over there. One over there, one over there. Yeah, yeah, over here, over here. Yeah. Oh, sorry. Scoot in a little bit, All right. Find a spot, guys. Okay, everyone over here. Ready? And 3, 2, 1. And one more. 3, 2, 1. Got it. We're right here.
There we go. 1, 2. There we go. 1, 2, 3.
Thank you.
They should probably make those clean.
There's going to be one Saturday.
Right, not this Saturday, but the next one.
Yeah.
Maybe there can be a collection.
Oh, for free? Yeah. I can coordinate with Chris.
You better not be contagious, dude.
No, I don't. I already have one full pack of Z-Packs.
It's like I feel.
School just started, we're all gonna get sick.
I just got sick. I don't want to get sick again.
I don't even, right?
Ms. Myra? Yes. We're going to move on to item 5, citizen communication. At this time, the public is invited to address the city commission and speak on any matter not specifically listed for public hearing elsewhere in this agenda. Please note that the city commission members may not respond to comments or deliberate on topics addressed. Tonight, we have 3 citizens communications, and we're going to start with Cesar Gomez.
Okay. Mr. Gomez? Mr. Cesar Gomez? Okay.
We're going to move on to Robert Munoz.
Mr. Munoz? Is there anyone outside? Robert Munoz? Okay.
Okay, then we're going to move on to Mr. Robert Leftwich.
Mayor, Commissioners, I just wanted to come again another year to talk about the notice of public hearing on tax increase. Of course, we all know that when we go to the State of the City address, we hear you, Mayor, saying this is a historic low in property taxes. But when you go back to the city documents, it states otherwise. And I think y'all know that. And I think y'all know that House Bill 10 is going through the state legislation right now to cap what y'all are doing, because we've got to have some control. The fact of the matter is that instead of being the lowest taxes in 27 years, we've actually seen a $7 million increase in property taxes in your first term, Mayor. You were elected in May of 2022. In that tax year, we adopted, or y'all adopted, $1 million tax increase. Next year, it was $1.8 million. I appreciate, I'm sorry you came sick, Commissioner Pettis, but I appreciate if you wouldn't interrupt me. And the fact is, the next year it was $2.5 million. And the next year, it's $1.6 million. And all we get told is that this is the lowest taxes we've seen in 27 years. Because the valuations have gone up, we all know that. But y'all you can reduce the rate, but the rate's only a variable. We've already talked about this. The fact is that Pettis, Mayor, y'all have adopted $7 million in annual new taxes. So under Mayor Boswell, he was running the city
with $7 million less in property taxes. Plus, the fund balance was only getting 0.4% of interest, which is about $400,000 a year. Now it's 4%, and that fund balance is generating $4 million a year. So it's taking y'all $10 to $15 million a year to run the city. We still have potholes. Yes, we have podcasts, but we still have potholes, Mayor. I'd rather you spend that $380,000 a year that you've upped the PR budget to fix the potholes around town. If you go to my neighborhood, you go to other neighborhoods, there's potholes. The streets are still in disrepair. The fact of the matter is that when you look at the budget that you guys have done, you've had 5 budget sessions. We haven't talked about the $5,000 a year of the travel and training that each of you guys are budgeted each year. Mayor, you blow that by $13,000 a year. You've hit $60,000 or $55,000 in training or travel or whatever. And I'm wondering why that budget hasn't changed.
Thank you.
And I'm sure that the 6 minutes you took the last time
Thank you,
to
Mr.
talk about
Leftwich.
me, you're only going to give me 3 minutes to talk about you.
Okay, we're going to move on to item 6, Mayor. Approval
Okay.
of minutes.
Before we go on to item number 6, I do want to just take a moment, because I see there's a bunch of students that stuck around, and I know that Commissioner Bettis has always invited y'all to kind of sit and listen, and it's great that y'all are here, and we appreciate you taking the time to get involved and engaged in your community. And just so that you know, and we hope that you come back, just to give a little bit of context on citizen communication, this is a time where anyone can sign up and you can come and speak, and you get 3 minutes to speak on whatever it is that you choose to speak. And it could be on anything. Doesn't always need to be true or false. It can be anything that you want to talk about. Hopefully it's about the community, but y'all are all welcome. So I encourage you, it's going to be a long meeting. If you can stick around, then that's great. If not, you can always find us on YouTube, and you can watch the meeting, so that way you get a full idea of what's going on here. We welcome you any other time that you want to come also, and we invite you to also sign up for citizen communication if you want to chat, or if you want to say something about Commissioner Bettis, that'd be great too. Good or bad, remember, you get to say whatever it is that you choose. But thank you for indulging me. Moving forward.
Okay, we're going to move on to the approval of minutes. It's the regular meeting of May 21st, 2025.
All right, is there any changes?
Motion approved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries unanimously.
Okay, item 7 is consent agenda. No discussion is anticipated on any of the items in this section because they are routine business, were included in the budget adoption process, or have been previously discussed as a staff report or discussion item. These items will be considered collectively by a single vote unless a commission member requests an item be removed from the consent agenda.
Okay, so we have removed item 7C, and then I'm also going to be pulling 7F.
Okay?
Is there anything else? No? Okay, is there a motion to approve all items with the exception of C and F?
Yeah,
Motion. Oh, sorry.
Motion by
Second.
Commissioner Bettis, second by Mike Mesmer. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries unanimously.
Okay, item 7C reads consideration and possible action to authorize an agreement with the Marine Military Academy for the use of hotel motel funds for the promotion of tourism by maintaining the Iwo Jima Monument.
Right, can I get a motion?
Yeah, on this one, I just feel we have such a beautiful monument out there, just as an aside on this. It would be interesting to see if we could potentially partner with MMA to have a Memorial Day celebration out there, so that it's not just something in the background, but we learn the importance of the Iwo Jima Monument, why it's in Harlingen specifically, and we just get to celebrate all our veterans and those who passed. think it'd be something that'll be great to do in the future.
I love that.
And we're already using the hotel occupancy tax to pay for it. If we need to consider bumping it up for next year so that we can do it and it will cover the cost of the events, I think that's something this commission should
You
consider.
are all invited on February 19th of every year when we have a parade.
Oh, there we go. All right. We'll definitely do it then.
And,
All right.
and Harlingen,
The landing on the island of Iwo Jima.
Oh, okay. Perfect.
and the Harlingen and the Iwo Jima monument was the final answer about 2 years ago on Jeopardy.
Oh.
And he
Yeah,
watched
that-
it.
And you watched it. Motion approved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
And I abstain.
And for the record, Commissioner Kinsley has abstained from the item.
All right, moving on to 7F, consideration and possible action to adopt an ordinance on second and final reading for a request for a special use permit for a food truck park in a general retail district located at 2906 South Expressway 83, bearing a legal description of Lot 1, E and L subdivision. Planning?
So this one, we had it on the agenda, obviously, last time, and it was, we all voted unanimously on this one. But since our last meeting, will you stop interrupting? Since our last meeting, I've gotten a couple of phone calls and messages regarding the location of the food truck park. So I went out and kind of looked at the location myself, and then I reached out to Anna, I had some questions. And so I don't know, Commissioner Morales, this is in your district, if you've had an opportunity to go take a look at it, or if you've received any of the calls that, over this last few days.
What I've had calls on, I actually addressed with the chief.
The
Where
traffic,
the traffic, the speeding,
on Louisiana, right?
yeah, okay, that's what I've had calls on.
So, just to kind of give you an idea, I went today, and it was about 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and I wanted to see how, if there was going to be any issues with congestion, whether it be on Louisiana Street, which there's plenty of homes. I think there's a church there as well. And then, so this business is, it butts up right next to a neighborhood. And so at 3 o'clock, there was 45 cars parked in the parking lot already, because there's 4 businesses that run out of that location. And so there's 45, which I assume, since they didn't move, and I was there for a little while, that potentially those people work there at the location. And so the concern I had was that it's going to be open from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. I'm sorry, 6, yeah, that's on the weekend.
And then 6 to 12.
And 6 to 12, right. So during the week, when they're open for, the businesses are open, I would imagine it'd be about that many cars already in the parking lot. And there's not a lot of space, and I looked at the drawing, and I don't know that they would have all of that additional space, because it said there, I think, aside from the trucks, there would be 67 parking spots. And so I have some concerns with the traffic, and it's very narrow to go in and out, and then that neighborhood, and I did talk to, there was this, the family that lives right outside on Louisiana Street, and they were just there was a little bit of concern that it would lead to kind of what's happening over in your district, where people start parking on the street, and they're parking in front of mailboxes. And so that was kind of the concern of, is there going to bring more traffic through this street that typically only the people that live there drive, and they're already driving kind of, those other issues that we've already kind of tried to deal with in the past. And so I don't know, 10 food trucks in that location, I don't think it's going to be able to, I don't see how that's possible. I wonder if there's a way that, since it's an SUP, maybe we can work with them to ensure that it's not going to be disruptive to the neighborhood, and then also that there's, I mean, I could see 2 or 3 trucks that it wouldn't be an issue, but 10 trucks and the limited parking, our ordinance calls for, they've got 10 trucks and all they need are 9 parking spaces. I don't know how 9 parking spaces is enough for 10 trucks. And if they're going to be open all day during the week, then you've got the people that work there already. So those are my concerns. The people I talked to, I said that I would, bring it to the commission's attention. I think it's a great idea. I think we need more food trucks. I started thinking about, and I know the Small Business Advisory Board have brought up concerns about, I think there's a need for us to visit our ordinance to make it more flexible for people to have food trucks. I thought, I was just bouncing ideas earlier today and thought maybe the city could, I don't know, Gabe, but maybe potentially we could have opportunities for people to take their food trucks to like a park and have the city, get a permit for them, and they can, there doesn't need to be a cost or anything, but maybe you have 2 trucks over at Pendleton, 2 trucks, over at Arroyo Park, at the sports complex, at Vestal Park even, just a day pass, so that the people that are having trouble and need a location, because Harlingen seems to, I keep hearing this concern. I think that's where this desire for another food truck park is coming. Maybe we can fix that, but I don't want us to, move forward with this at the expense of everybody in that neighborhood. And I couldn't find here if they're going to have music. Is it going to be from, if they're going to be there till midnight? And then there's a house that's like literally, there's a fence that separates them.
So we have the applicant here in case, he might want to come in.
Awesome.
I do want to say that the parking requirement is technically based on occupancy, and so in this case, the applicant requested, some benches and picnic tables, so the occupancy load is 31 people, and that's how we determine the parking calculation of 9 spaces. So just wanted to clarify that.
Okay.
So.
Thank you for joining us.
Well, thank you for having me here. My name is James Judkins, and I did purchase the old funeral home and have turned it into a business, and we do have 43 employees, so you're pretty good at counting cars.
That's what I assumed.
I wish you had taken the time to just come inside and we could have walked around and I could have explained a lot of things to you while you were there. But you didn't, so I'm here. Basically, when we started the process, we had no idea if we were going to be able to contract with 1 food truck, 2 food trucks, but we were advised to go for the maximum number that would fit in the space there. And that included, according to the city ordinance and the space for the food trucks, the space along the eastern edge and the southern edge would permit 10 food trucks based upon typical size of a food truck. And that would involve also blocking off the parking lot in that area so there wouldn't be any traffic through that area, so it would all be walking. And there are enough parking spaces for all of the employees to park. Plus, there's the parking spaces required by the ordinance based upon the capacity for dining. Plus, there's also parking spaces reserved for the shipping service that's there. So there are enough parking spaces, and there will be enough handicap parking spaces and tables to handle everything. The idea is the regulation states that the park can be open from dawn till dusk, Monday through Wednesday, and then the other hours later. Our intention, or my intention, is to only have it open when the businesses are open, because with 43 employees having to leave and look for restaurants or having DoorDash deliver or whatever, there's a lot of traffic started and by the people leaving for lunch. And there aren't any restaurants in the area except for Ricardo's that's way across the way. So the idea was to provide an option for food truck park there for the vendors that are normally don't have a place to go to park there, provide, service for the employees, and also we could advertise on the sign out front for other workers that work in the area and the businesses in the area that want something different for lunchtime or for breakfast or to pick up something to take home. But we do not intend any music. We don't intend any alcohol. I'm too old to mess with drunk people. No, we're not going to worry about that. Just during basically business hours, and that was the idea for it. And so that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. And if you got any more questions or direct questions, I'd be pleased to answer them. Or
That's been helpful. So if I understand correctly, you intend to be open from 6 to 5 or 8?
Well, it depends on what time. Our employees arrive and start work generally about 8 in the morning. The package store opens at 7:30. So mainly probably 7 in the morning till about 6 in the afternoon.
Mm-hmm.
But it'll also depend upon what I can convince the food truck operators to do. I haven't, until I get a permit, I can't go out and start signing contracts with people. And if I don't have agreements with people, I don't know if they'd be willing to stay all day. There might be some that, they all want to be open in the morning or in the afternoon, but we don't intend on anything in the evening. We don't intend on anything on Saturday and Sundays. We don't intend on, I don't think it'll be a traffic issue because we're right at the corner there as well. And so if it becomes a traffic issue, we can also close the exit on Louisiana Street so that patrons can only come in and off of Expressway 83 if the police department says we have an issue with traffic.
Mm-hmm.
It can always be fixed.
So that answers a lot of my questions. And I think that there was just a lack of, not because you didn't provide it, it's because we didn't ask for it. It's not required from the ordinance to ask. And I can see, requesting the maximum allowed under the ordinance. And I do think that, when it's vacant, you have ample parking, but it did look to me like it's, you have pretty good traffic coming in and out. And thank you for the UPS store. The community thanks you for that. And so I see that you are pretty busy, and I saw you have a little kind of a picnic type area to sit and eat, so that's really nice. Would you be opposed to the SUP reflecting what it is that you're intending to do with some flexibility? Instead of 10 trucks, maybe it's 5 trucks, and instead of till midnight, it's 8 a.m. or 6 a.m. to 8 p.m., so you have the flexibility to be open later if you need to be. I think the people that live there are just concerned with music, and you're saying there's no music.
We're not intending any music
And
at all.
beer, no beer. And I did ask planning, they said there was no request for alcohol. We have a food truck park, which I'm sure you're aware of, and so it gets really packed there, and there's, in my view, a concern with the people that
And
park
that's-
across the street.
And that's
it's-
more designed for a different type of crowd. That's
Correct.
an evening crowd, a weekend crowd, people that
Right.
are going out for a good time in the evening. And this is just going to be designed for people that want to have a different lunch and have the food truck experience as opposed to another trip through the drive-through at Whataburger.
I think it's fantastic, and I know, and I appreciate you wanting to be flexible with the food trucks owners, because I have heard from them that they're having issues with finding a place to be. So I think you'll solve some of that issue that we have, and maybe as a commission, we can look at, really looking at that ordinance to be a little bit more friendly towards the owners of the trucks. But that is something that you'd be okay with. What would be the most amount of trucks do you think that you would have at your location?
Possibly 6 if you want to.
Okay.
So
So then it would be potentially 6 and then close, at 8 p.m.
that would be the maximum time.
time.
Yeah.
And 7 in the morning in case we get some trucks that
Right.
have breakfast items, you know.
I think since it reads 6 a.m., it doesn't mean you need to be up that early, but maybe you have a coffee truck or something that people want to. I know that we do have a vendor that has a coffee truck, and they have a hard time finding a spot in the city, and that might work since you have quite a bit of employees and in the surrounding area. So, okay, does anybody have any other questions? Thank you so much for coming, and my apologies, I had another meeting to get to. You may have seen me circling around and thought I was crazy, but I was just trying to see what it looked like for
We'll go all
myself.
crazy in one way or the other.
Any other questions?
Yeah, I'll make a comment.
Okay.
Once again, let the bells of economic freedom ring.
Yes. Well, with that, since I pulled it out, I'd like to make a motion to approve and conditioned upon the concerns from the community, which I think would be addressed, and giving him the flexibility of having up to six food trucks, and then 6 in the morning till 8 p.m. Even if they did have music, I don't see how that would impact the neighbors. And I'm sure you'll be a good neighbor to ensure that if you do get busy, you could close out. I think that would be good, because it's really those people that live on that street that are going to have, an issue with that traffic coming in. But off the frontage, it would be sufficient. So I would make that motion.
So you say like even in the weekend? Because I know his intention is not to have anything this weekend. But what if something changes?
I would say keep it open, like Monday through Sunday, just in case, because what if you're working on the weekend? You've got like 4 businesses in there. I think that the concern was the congestion, the amount of trucks, the midnight closure, and the neighborhood that's there.
So how about 10 o'clock, just to give him some flexibility instead of 8?
He said he doesn't want to be open till 10.
No?
I mean, I'm okay with that, but,
So I'll second the motion.
okay. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay, we're going to move on to item 8, staff reports and other discussion items. Items in this section are not expected to require action by the City Commission and are generally for information only. However, an item listed in this section may become an action item at a future meeting with the request of the mayor or after the request of any 2 commission members or city manager. Item 8A, city manager's report. Mr. Gonzalez?
I don't have anything.
No? Okay. We don't have any staff reports either.
All right.
So, now, item 9, public hearing. At this time, the mayor will invite members of the public who have filled out the public hearing and the citizen communication form to address each item listed in this section. Please limit your comments to the topic of that public hearing. If more than one public hearing is being held, you will be allowed to speak during each topic, provided you have filled out the public hearing and citizen communication form for the appropriate topic. If you are signed up for 2 or more public hearings, you will be limited to 5 minutes for all topics, and we don't have any signed up.
Okay, and then we are pulling 9A since that was not heard, or there was some issue with P&Z, so we're
Yes.
just going to do 9B, public hearing for a special use permit to allow a storage container in general retail district located at 302 North 77 Sunshine Strip, bearing a legal description of 3.245 acres out of Block 1, Profit Subdivision. This time we'll open the public hearing on this item. Having no one here to speak for or against or signed up, we'll close the public hearing and move on to our action items. Ms. Myra.
Okay. At this time, City Commission will discuss, consider, and take any action deemed necessary on items listed in this section, including the adoption of a resolution or an ordinance. So we are going to move on item 10A. So we're going to continue to item 10B. Consideration and possible action to adopt an ordinance on first reading for a special use permit to allow a storage container in a general retail district located at 302 North 77 Sunshine Strip, bearing a legal description of 3.245 acres out of Block 1, Profit Subdivision. Planning?
An ordinance amending the Code of Ordinances of the City of Harlingen, a special use permit issued to Quality Equipment Management Dollar Tree to allow a storage container on general retail GR district located at 302 North 77 Strip, Sunshine Strip, bearing a legal description of 3245 acres out of Block 1, Profit Subdivision, providing for publication and ordaining other matters related to the foregoing.
Is there a motion?
Motion.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries unanimously.
Okay. 10C, consideration and possible action to approve an ordinance on first reading, amending the Harlingen Code of Ordinances, Chapter 18, Master Fees Schedule by establishing fees for certain licenses, permits, and other services provided by the City of Harlingen as they relate to Chapter 36, Article 5, Division 2, providing for publication and ordaining other matters pertaining to the foregoing.
An ordinance of the City of Harlingen, Texas, amending Chapter 18, Master Fee Schedule of the Harlingen Code of Ordinances by establishing fees for certain licenses, permits, and other services provided by the City of Harlingen as they relate to Chapter 36, Article 5, Division 2, Tony Butler Golf Course, providing for publication and ordaining other matters pertaining to the foregoing.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carries unanimously.
Mayor, real quick, one of the things that Jeff was going to announce is that he's going to come back probably next month to look at some of the other fees that they have at Tony Butler to actually amend those.
Yes, the Golf Advisory Board we're looking at those right now.
Okay, I just wanted to let you guys know.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. 10D, consideration and possible action to approve an ordinance on second and final reading, adopting the City of Harlingen's budget for fiscal year 2026 by record vote.
An ordinance adopting the revenue and expenditure budget for the City of Harlingen, Texas for the fiscal year October 1, 2025 through September 30th, 2026, providing for publication of the caption of this ordinance and ordaining other matters related to the foregoing.
Good evening, Mayor and Commissioners. This is the second and final reading for adoption of our fiscal year 2026 budget. We proposed revenues of $119,595,578 and expenditures of $117,534,130. This includes all of the funds of the city, and this does have to be a record vote.
All right. We get a motion?
Motion to approve. We should have a
Okay.
script, yeah.
For the budget?
Oh, no, you're right. That's for the tax.
Okay.
Motion to approve.
Motion to approve. We got a second?
Second.
All right, and then we'll start with Commissioner?
Aye.
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 I'll go nay.
Okay, so is there something you would like to change in the budget?
Change? Well, one of the things I've asked in the past, and this is for Mr. Gonzalez, I would really appreciate if you will look into finding ways to reduce our expenses. For the past three plus years, I made certain suggestions, and everything has fallen into deaf ears. We can start all over again. I don't have an issue with that. But we need to reduce our expenses. We need to make sure that everything that we do on the procurement is done to a T. I still, the reason I question why, if we'd gone through the buy boards correctly, because at one time, we ended up, I asked, and both you and the Director of Finance were not sure if we would get discounts or checks. It turns out, both of you went with, we receive discounts, and it turns out we receive checks when we use buy boards. We cannot have that, well, maybe we do, maybe we don't. This is the big budget. I mean, and there's other things that just bother the daylights out of me, but I have addressed some of this throughout the years with you, and I need you to consider that. We just blindly go with certain vendors over and over and don't look to see if we can find cost-saving measures.
The question, Commissioner, was whether we received rebates for every single item that we purchased. The answer is no. We get a rebate check at the end of the year, and that, we told you. The other reason that the expenditures went up is we just had a 7% increase for our firefighters. We added 19 new positions this budget year. We added about 1.2 million for new equipment for the drainage crew. So we had additional expenses, but we did look at purchases made through the buy boards because we do, whenever we make those purchases, we do get reduced fees to the city.
I understand that. I just want to make sure that we do it consistently, and I don't hear these remarks, well, you know what? I'm going to call my buddy, and we can get XYZ asset or truck or whatever. That really bothers me, because if we're waiting on this buy board, and all of a sudden, the time lapses, and then all of a sudden, oh, geez, I couldn't find anything on buy board, but I do know a buddy who can get me this.
What are you referencing when you're saying that? I mean, I don't want I surely have not seen where there is favoritism or that there's a buddy of anyone to be able to fill the need. I'm not following.
Okay. We're going to have to backtrack to the meet of May 7th. We'll have to go through that, so you can see what I'm referencing.
No, I don't understand when you, is this a systemic problem that you are,
I personally do not want to hear those remarks to where things are right smack to where you can go one way or the other. A potential, I'm helping my buddy out, and my buddy's going to give me something in return.
who are you referring to?
That has never happened the 4 years that we've been on this commission. I've never heard that. You and I have been here the 4 years, and I've never once in my entire time that I've been here have ever heard anybody on the staff or anybody here on the commission say those words. So where you're coming with that, I have no idea.
Frank, if that's true, I would tell you, Fort Kinsley is a graduate of the FBI Citizens Academy, and I'm a graduate of the FBI Citizens Academy. And if any of that is true, go to the FBI in Brownsville, please.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so is there a specific
No,
point in
I
time?
will withdraw that right now. Thank you.
Okay, so withdrawing it doesn't mean that you don't believe it to be true. So am I understanding that you do not believe it to be true, that there is some, for lack of a better word, something shady going on where there is a preferential treatment for a vendor or a contractor? Because I have not seen that, and I do not believe that to be true, but you've said that repeatedly now, so what is your position on that?
Well, Mayor, I guess I'm in a pickle here, but at the end of the day, we're going to go ahead and move forward, and I'll change my vote.
That's not, no,
And-
Commissioner, I'm asking because it's important. I do not want the citizens of Harlingen to believe that the mayor or another commissioner has silenced you in trying to, provide this damning information that I believe to be completely and blatantly false. I don't want that perception. So I'm providing you the opportunity. I missed my son's football game to be here today. I have all the time. I can be here till midnight if that is what you want. If you need the time, I'm giving you the time. If that is happening, please indulge me.
Let me retract my statement.
That's not what I'm asking. I'm not
And I
asking
know
you
you
to
want
retract.
proof, and you know what? I'm not going to provide you with proof to where it's going to satisfy you, the commission, and everybody else. And my apologies.
It's the citizens of Harlingen. Don't worry about me. I don't want you to satisfy, my concerns. It's the concerns of the public. You've put this out there, and I'm asking you to either provide the information, and if you don't, then I'm going to assume that what you said was just a lie, and it's just speculation. It's something that's
Refer
made
to
up.
that as speculation. Don't call me a liar, okay?
What
But
is the difference, Commissioner?
the difference is my speculation, okay? And I don't have any proof for you, and I made an error in opening my mouth. Can we move forward? No.
If you're fine and you feel that you're going to completely retract it, because I have to underscore the mayor's position on this, that what you're saying and or alluding to is pretty bad, right? And something that we do not want to be proceeding forward with. And so if there's any information or details that you have, I think it's incumbent upon you to either share with law enforcement and or share with the city attorney so that we can take appropriate action, because the integrity of our system, the bidding system, is paramount. And so if there's any details that you feel are important that need to be shared, please share them, because to your point, Commissioner Morales, and I completely agree with you. We want to make sure that our system is beyond reproach and the way we're procuring and all that. So I just recommend that you have that conversation if you find those details, because we want to make sure that everything's being done well and appropriately.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
So is it you are retracting it because you
Yes.
don't believe it to be true?
I am retracting my statement.
Because you do not believe it to be true?
I am retracting my statement.
Okay, so just so for the record, you do not want to provide any evidence, you don't want to provide any information, but you would like for this community to feel that what you are alluding to, you do not want to share the information. When you serve the public, you serve the community, and they deserve an answer, and you are refusing to provide any information and refusing to say that you made, I guess, a mistake, or I don't even know what you call that, Commissioner.
Frank, by being up here, the words that we say, especially when we're up here, they matter. So when you throw allegations out there like that, that matters. People at home are seeing this, it matters.
I misspoke, and I should have kept my mouth shut.
It's not
Okay.
about that. I
Yes,
think that's
look,
the problem,
let's-
Commissioner, is that you're saying that you misspoke. You don't get to just say that and that, because someone will watch this and will assume that you have some information that is being, for lack of a better term, that we are not allowing you to share that information. And I think that everybody on this commission is providing you the space to do so.
As the dumb guy on the panel, this is not something in my mind you can say, my bad, and walk away.
Correct.
You accused people in this room of wrongdoing.
Good point.
If you want to grandstand here and say that you are voting, against the tax rate, do that. You do that every year, and that is okay. If that makes you sleep better at night, then that is okay. But the moment that you come here and then you make it seem that everyone here is in cahoots or we're corrupt or there's something going on and that you are going to be the savior, but you're not going to provide any information, that's just wrong. You have a responsibility, and you
You're right.
can't just, just like Commissioner said, you can't just walk back from that. If you don't believe this to be true, and you were saying it so that way you had something to say so that you could change your vote because you voted for the budget last time, and that's what you needed, all right, okay, but I'd like to hear that from you. And so would the community.
What's the
And so
difference-
would the entire staff. What you're doing is you are saying that someone here in one of these departments is doing something that they shouldn't be doing. And I hold them all in high regard. I know that, Gabe works really, really hard. We had 5 workshops. He, sleepless nights, trying to figure out how we're gonna get through this budget, how we're gonna do all the things that we wanna do. And you participated every single budget. Not once did you say, hey, you know what? I don't like this. Let's do this. No suggestions, none whatsoever. Then we get here, 5 workshops in, and now you throw this, supposed to be some bombshell, and it's just utter nonsense. I don't think that you take your job seriously if you're going to behave in that manner. But, I'm not sure. I do think that you owe the public an apology if that is, and the staff, because, some of them live here too. Is there a line item on the budget that you would like to revisit to change?
At this point, no.
This is the only point. We're 5 workshops in, we're adopting it, we're moving forward. I want to give you an opportunity. If there is something that you want to change, then I'm going to give you that opportunity. This is your time, not tomorrow, not next meeting, this time.
No, we'll leave it at that. My apologies.
And so I'm sorry, this is a record vote, so your vote is,
I'll go with yay.
Commissioner?
Yes.
Okay. We're going to move on to item 10E. consideration and possible action to approve an ordinance on second and final reading adopting the tax year 2025 ad valorem tax rate for maintenance and operations together with the interest and sinking rate for fiscal year 2026 by record vote.
An ordinance of the City of Harlingen, Texas, levying ad valorem taxes for use in support of the municipal government of the city for the fiscal year beginning October 1st, 2025, and terminating September 30th, 2026, providing for apportioning each levy for specific purposes, providing when taxes shall become due and when same shall become delinquent if not paid, providing for publication and an effective date, and ordaining other matters related to the foregoing.
Good evening, Mayor and Commissioners. This is the second and final reading for the tax rate. We did have proper postings of our advertisements, and our public hearing was held on 8/20. We are now looking for approval of the tax rate at .526060 per 100 valuation, and this does require a record vote.
I move that the maintenance and operations tax rate be fixed at 0.458038 per $100.
Second.
All right, we'll start, Commissioner.
Aye.
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 Nay.
Aye.
I move that the interest and sinking tax rate be fixed at 0.068022 per $100.
Second.
Aye.
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 Nay.
Aye.
I move that the property tax rate be increased by the adoption of a tax rate of 0.526060 per $100, which is effectively a 3.33% increase in the tax rate.
Second.
Aye.
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 Nay.
Aye.
Thank you.
Okay, so I do want to thank you, Robert, for
Appreciate
all
that.
of your hard work, and I know that, and the staff and the city management, I know that this tax rate and this budget, what it reflects, and we appreciate your hard work. I know that this is going to provide us that drainage crew that Public Works needs. I know this is going to take care of the collective bargaining for police and for fire. And this is also going to provide us the opportunity, those increases that Commissioner Lopez fought for those over the second round of over 75,000 that didn't get their fair share the first time in the Evergreen study, and giving COLAs to everybody and providing for the additional staff that we are getting another 20, is that right?
19.
19 staff members. So thank you for doing that and making it all possible. We appreciate you.
Thank you.
I'm really pumped about that, Robert. We already have Public Works at Spanish and Secluded Acres ready to get to work, and
Yes.
these guys are ready to tear up some ground and help our employees, or help our residents. So thank you guys so much, and it's a team thing. So thank you to Budget, thank you to all the different departments for everything you guys are doing. I've been very impressed with all the hard work y'all have been up to, so thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, we're going to move on to item 10F, consideration and possible action to approve an ordinance on first reading amending the City of Harlingen's budget for fiscal year 2025.
An ordinance amending the revenue and expenditure budget for the City of Harlingen, Texas for fiscal year October 1st, 2024 through September 30th, 2025, providing for publication of the caption of this ordinance and ordaining other matters related to the foregoing.
And this is our third and final budget amendment, and it's mainly like a cleanup to make sure that we're not deficient in any of the accounts. If some of the revenue accounts didn't realize, then we have written those down. On the expenditures, some of the major ones that we put in there that we've already discussed in other city commission meetings are like the animal shelter additions and some other items. But if you would like to go in detail, I could, or if you want to point out any, I can describe any.
I think we've all reviewed our pocket. Is there a motion?
Motion.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries unanimously.
Item 10G, consideration and possible action to approve an ordinance on first reading adopting a change in TMRS Plan design authorizing updated service credits and transfer updated service credits and removal of the statutory maximum contribution rate limit beginning January 1st, 2026.
An ordinance regarding the City of Harlingen's Texas Municipal Retirement System benefits, authorizing updated service credits and transfer updated service credits and removal of the statutory maximum contribution rate limit.
This was something that we talked about during the budget.
Yeah.
And we agreed, at least during this budget process, that we'd only have the updated service credits. Although we looked at the increase in contribution to 8%, we did not do that because of the added cost to the budget. So this is only for the updated service credits. And it's just a one-time adjustment.
Correct. Thank you.
You got a motion?
Motion.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries unanimously.
10H, consideration and possible action to approve a resolution ratifying the property tax reflected in the adopted budget for fiscal year 2026.
Thank you. The state law requires us to ratify the tax rate that is reflected in the budget, and so this resolution does that.
All right.
Motion approved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Nay.
Motion carries.
Thank you.
Item 10I, consideration and possible action to approve a resolution accepting the Development Corporation of Harlingen's final amendments to the fiscal year 2024 through 2025 budget.
Honorable Mayor, members of the City Commission, good evening. I'm Orlando Campos, CEO of the Harlingen Economic Development Corporation. We are bringing forward to you a resolution accepting the final amendments to the current fiscal year 2025 budget for the Harlingen Economic Development Corporation. I did provide in your packages the copy of the amended budget showing the variances of the originally adopted budget. I'm happy to answer any questions, or if you'd like, I can walk you through the budget itself.
Get a motion?
Motion approved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Okay.
Thank you, and thank you for, we just want to give you a shout out on landing the manufacturing consulting point.
Consulting point, yes.
Consulting point. I know it was a lot of hard work, and thank you for everything that you're doing and all you guys have in the pipeline. We're really excited about what y'all are doing.
We hope that that's the first of many to come.
Yes, yes.
It will be.
Happy belated birthday as well.
Yes.
Birthdays all around.
Birthdays. I knew you see, I like Virgos. You're a Virgo?
Yes.
Virgo? See?
Thank you.
I'm a Leo.
No, I don't like you.
Yeah, understandable.
All right, we're going to move on to item 10J, consideration and possible action to approve a resolution accepting the Development Corporation of Harlingen's proposed fiscal year 2026 budget.
Can we get a motion?
Motion approved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries unanimously.
Thank you.
Thank you.
10K, consideration and possible action to approve a memorandum of understanding between the cities of Brownsville, San Benito, and Harlingen to establish a general working agreement to consolidate and coordinate their efforts and resources in the establishment of a regional consolidated plan and strategy as required by the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development set forth in 24 CFR Part 91. CDBG?
Can I get a motion?
Motion approved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries unanimously.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sandy.
10L, consideration and possible action to fund the Salud Si Cuenta program and community health worker for fiscal year 2026 for $100,000.
Motion approved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Keep up the great work, guys.
Thank you.
So many of my constituents are always at y'all's different classes, Zumba, boxing, karate, pickleball, things like that. Please keep it up.
Christina's doing a great job.
Yes,
Phenomenal job.
you guys are doing amazing. I just want to know, so this is just for our worker. What about all of the other, are we going to be able to keep those classes?
Yes, that's included. in
It's-
This is going to
everything's
include
included, yes.
everything? Okay,
Yes.
everything?
Yes.
Including Zumba? All right, because those Zumba ladies, they are on it. All right, okay, thank you.
Appreciate it.
10M, consideration and possible action to renew the McGriff Employee Benefit Broker Agreement for the City of Harlingen fiscal year 2025 through 2026, and to authorize the city manager to sign the contract. Mr. Gonzalez?
This will allow us to keep McGriff consulting Scott Gibbs for another year. The contract has expired, and it does allow us to keep renewing the contract on an annual basis. The fee will stay the same at $42.5, and staff recommends approval.
Is there a reason why we're not just putting it out there? Are we doing this, just this for another year?
Just this one time because of the issue anomaly with Blue Cross.
Yeah.
We may be going to self-funded next year, and he mentioned that, and so he's got a lot of history with the city, so I'd like to have him look at that for this one time. And if we don't do it, then we can go out.
If we're not closer to that, because I know that was kind of the goal of this commission, is for us to get there, and so if we're not there, I think it'd be wise for us to just open it up again, if that's not.
And that's a plan.
Okay.
That if we don't go self-funded, we'll have to go out and hire.
Make a motion to accept.
Okay.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries unanimously.
Item 11 is board appointments, specifically appointed or discussion and possible action to include appointment and/or removal of any position subject to appointment or removal by statute, ordinance, or bylaws.
Commissioner?
Just give me just a second. I think I overlooked one, hold on. Not to get that. Reappoint Diana Esparza to the Parks Advisory Board, and that was it.
I'm going to reappoint Sylvia Flores to the Community Development Advisory Board.
I don't have any.
None.
I'm good.
Commissioner? All right. Can I get a motion?
Motion.
For the two reappointments?
A
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries unanimously.
Okay, item 12 is executive session. All items listed in this section will be deliberated in a closed session. Members of the public are not generally permitted to attend a closed session. Executive session items may be considered as an action item at the discretion of the mayor. However, the city commission will not take any action in closed session. A is executive session pursuant to Government Code, Section 551.071, attorney consultation and contemplated litigation, Section 551.072, deliberation regarding real estate, and Section 551.087, economic development relating to the following projects. One project, it's time, radiant sky, and smoke signals. Can I have a motion?
Motion to go into executive session.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. The time is now 6:48 PM. We will retire to executive session, and everybody's going to wonder what those code names are.
Yeah.
Time is now 7:30 PM, and we are back in open session.
Okay, item 13, action on executive session items. The city commission will reconvene in open session and may take action on any items listed in the executive session section of this agenda. A, consideration and possible action on item 12A, 1 through 3, as discussed in executive session.
Make a motion to acknowledge report and proceed as discussed.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries unanimously. And we are adjourned. Thank you.